Whoa. Hey, did you see that? Let's all right, anyway, listen. I wanted to say something right quick because that our people, look, hundreds of years, man. Look, hundreds of years. You hit me? I mean, this is not something that, all these different things and shooting our people and getting away with it. That ain't nothing new. And that, we never did before because of the fact that everything that we've done, it hasn't worked. Okay, it hadn't worked. You understand that? Look, I'm 60. So that means I was out there with Dr. Martin Luther King, Andrew Young, Maynard Jackson's, and the other brothers and sisters, um, Malcolm X, and we were doing the protesting. And back then, I never heard nobody say nothing about a peaceful protest. Man, it was a damn protest. And we were protesting. And then I look up brothers and sisters out there dancing and singing and carrying on. I'm like, but y'all don't look like you upset. You out here dancing and jumping around and singing. I thought this was a damn protest because I was out there doing them real protests and sit-ins in Atlanta, Georgia. I was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and we did those things. We protested. We was all out there. So I got some experience in dealing with that. But then I happen to be in Florida. I'm in Israel now. I left America in 1981. I landed here in Israel May 15, 5:40 in the afternoon. Now, I've been here all that time, 40 years. But, I lived in Africa for a while, Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, Benin, Togo. I was in Ethiopia. Got a sister that, she used to be instructor at one of the international schools with all the different, dignitaries' children. So I used to go to Ethiopia and vacation. Since I've been living in Israel, I done lived in West Africa, and everybody go to the pyramid. That's just like, that's what. But nevertheless, when I left America, I saw these things taking place in the 60s. And through my frustration in seeking and wanting a better life that I did not see and did not believe was going to take place in America, I left. Hooked up with some people that was talking like I wanted to talk. They was vibing on the same energy and vibration I was. Boom, I'm out. And since I've been in Israel, I don't have no complaints, about racism that I had to deal with. It's like Israel and America in bed together. They really love each other. And so by me being an American, they don't even, I have never in 40 years been called nigger in this land. But there in the beginning, when I came 4 decades ago, now Kush is the land of Kush. That's the land of Africa before they name it Africa after the European, guy, the white guy, African is the name of, before they changed the name. So they used to call us Kushi. All right. But here's the thing. And Kushi Bambam was like being called a nigga about that, and they stopped. And so for the past 35 years, never been called a nigga over here. And dealing with the police, never afraid. Never afraid. Because the police is not coming up on you from being trained to shoot black targets in their training facilities. They got pictures of black targets. So the police officer come deal with you like a person. I'm not saying that there's no racism here. I'm simply saying to you, black people in America, the ones that's going to hear this, is that America is not the only country in the world to live. Don't let them people continue to brainwash you to think that it is, and don't let them continue to brainwash you to think that there's nowhere else for you to live. That's not true. As a matter of fact, right now, when I checked, it was like 6,000 plus ex-African Americans that have left. Say they ain't never going back. So why would you want to be in a person's house that have shown and you just gonna stay up in there? Man, that don't make no sense. None whatsoever. The man is just gonna stay up in there. Man, please, you know what? See, I can say that because I've traveled to different countries and been, it ain't all like that. Here's another thought for you. I'm in Israel, right? And I'm flying back and forth in and out of Africa. Here it is. I'm in Israel. I'm going into Africa. I'm flying on an African airline, Ethiopian Airways. And I'm going into Ghana. So we have a stopover in Nigeria, drop a 150 seat plane. I get on there and there's 3 other plane is completely booked. 150 minus 4 is what? 46, 146 seat filled full of white people, European, going in there. What? Man, they take your passport and you can't come back. Okay, so if you're all running around if you go somewhere else and find out it's a better life, you can live in more peace, what the hell you want to come back for? What sense does that make? Okay, so you do go to Africa and you wind up, not the oddball, you wind up 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 1 week, 1 month, years that you ain't been through no foolishness with racism. You not the odd guy. People not looking at you like, what the hell you doing here? You sitting in a car and somebody roll up on you. You live here? Where you from? Let me see somebody. And you get over and find out that the cost of living is cheaper. The houses is nicer and much cheaper. And you're around your own people. The hell you want to come back for? You understand what I'm saying? See, there's a reality that too many are out. If I'm talking about is seeking somewhere else, away from those that hate you. You don't have to fight and keep voting and keep protesting and keep screaming and keep hollering and keep holding your sign up and keep begging the person that hates you. He done showed you for over 400 years. They don't give a damn about you. I'm just simply saying every day you wake up, you get older and older and older. And one day you're going to wake up and it's going to be your last day you wake up. And what have you done? Protest and beg and never really live life. You never really seen life to where, look, you can go on the beach. You see right out this window right here is the beach. This is a condo. I'm living in the beach. Right on the beach. I wake up this one and all the 3 rooms in my condo. You can see the water. The living room, over in the kitchen. You can sit in the bathroom and see the water from my house. Big old pretty blue Mediterranean like this shirt. Love this shirt. You see that shirt? It's real pretty. Just like the water out there. And so I get to see it every day. Wake up in peace. Go to the work I'm dealing with in peace. The Israelis, yeah, they got the issues. Hell, America got the issues. Germans got the issues. France got the issues. Every damn body got the issues. Can't nobody sit up and say they got the ultimate best. Don't deal with some shit on this planet. I'm dealing with here than to see the shit my people dealing with over there because that's bullshit. So my solution is to separate yourself from those that hate you. Separate yourself from those that have shown themselves to hate you. You ain't got to go through all of that, man. You could go somewhere else and be walking on the beach at peace like me. When I just want to chill, I sit over there on my patio balcony overlooking the beach. Patio furniture. Whatever I might want to sip on. Yeah, and just be shaken up there in Chicago. Woo, Miami, woo, New York, woo, Dallas, woo, LA, what? Ooh, we can't pass LA. 39,000, 40,000 Americans. There's in one city alone, 39,000 or more, probably more now. This last I checked, it was like 39,000 homeless people in the city of Los Angeles. One city out of a country that's got 50 states. Just one city with 39,000 people in the streets. A shithole country. Whew. Wow. What nerves. It was arrogant as hell. You know, for my beautiful, delicious, loving, incredible chocolate, organic chocolate brothers and sisters, you all need to really hear what I'm telling you and think about it. That yes, there is another place to live besides the streets of Chicago getting shot. Shooting taking place in Chicago. It's always The weekend, oh, this weekend it was 15 murders. This weekend it was 100. The weekend. Do you know what I was told? Check this out. First of all, here on the YouTube, there's a guy that has these latex masks that look just like black men. Got the hair perfect, the skin, and the hands. So that means these white boys can go out and buy black face latex mask with the hands and put a shirt on and sometimes a pair of light glasses, and you think they're black men. Now, what they told me was that you got these white boys that rolling up there in Chicago and shooting black people with, and they always talk about the black on black crime in the Chicago, and they always talk about the weekend. But first of all, if the block turned up, it turned up any day of the week. There is no designated day that you turn this block up and get the shooting. It happened any day of the week. But why is it that it seemed to be always the other showed us those masks, and it's like those Hollywood level, real professional latex, pull it over your head, and it's just like a real skin. You put a shirt on and it goes all down around here. You put a shirt on and it's like a real person. And the weekend is when they off because they work too. So there's people rolling in there that ain't even from Chicago. They'll go to some mean extremes on that behalf. And our people just seem like they just don't want to accept the reality, man. You know, that we ain't loved like that in the United States of America. You know, and I know this ain't what nobody want to hear. They don't want to hear it. See, they don't want to be reminded of what they've done. That's why they talk about this critical race theory. And if I ask somebody, what the hell is critical race? The bad past. They don't want to bring that up. They try, look at the news, man. Our people is going through this and that. They just going through all this shit. And it's like never end. And it ain't never going to end. If it ain't in the 400 years, what the hell make you think it's going to end tomorrow? This shit has just been going on and on and on. It's like a rhythm. It's like a cycle. It's like a normal thing now. Just shoot black folk. I think I'll go out and kill a nigger today. You going with me, buddy? Please stop. See that wall? You see? What color is it? White. And it's those for what it really is. So that means that people that hate you, 9 times out of 10, they ain't never going to stop. Because they're hating you for a reason that they believe in. They believe that. Because it's just like, so was a negative to them. Because they was given a mindset that we're such terrible people. And they ignorant and they always lying and cheating and making up shit. Because they can do that because they control ABC, NBC, CBS, the Facebook, the YouTube, the Google. It's all them saying whatever the hell they want to say. Then you look in the government, them spending so much damn value that don't give a shit about you. And you wasting time. I'm on the beach. Because it came to me in 1981. Get the hell out of here, man. Leave this shit alone. And I have to honestly say I'm glad I did it. Whether you want to hear that or not, I'm glad that I did it. Yeah, really, I'm glad that I did it. 1981. We was in this riot in Atlanta, Georgia. I never forget this. Me and my mother, I was a little bitty brother, maybe about 8 or 9, something like that. And they was rioting in Atlanta, Georgia. And, African-American brother and sister neighborhood, they was rioting. And so me and my mother was running down the street because, me being a child, she didn't want me to get in, injured or nothing because when they riot, it be on. But, still in those days, the riot had structure. When me and my mother, and they was rioting, doing things, but they actually partied. She said, hey, honey. Hey, baby. We ran up in this sister's house And we saw this white car drive down the street, and they was rioting down there. And so the white car, it was a Falcon, no idea, but that was a car back in the day named Falcon. And it was white, and we could see it was an old white dude in the car. And he was driving, looking over the wheels, trying to see what was going on, had these glasses, and this white guy drove right into the riot. Whew. Wow. That was a bad move. So they came out, it was just, man, it was like African killer bees. If you all never experienced African killer bee, you have a clue what I'm talking about. But just bees, it's like if you know bees, it's all jump on you at one time. But anyway, it was like somebody pointed their finger and they started running down there to that guy's car. The Falcon, it wasn't a big car, so they rocked it and turned it on the side, dragged that guy out and killed him right there. Right there on the spot. Yes, they did. Kill that white dude. And here's something I want you to understand. I explained that to you because I want you to hear this point. When my mother and I, when we got home, like that firsthand, nevertheless, when we got home, we walked in the house and I looked up on the wall at the picture of Jesus. All black families had this picture of the white Jesus up on the wall. And the picture always was the highest hanging picture in the house. That's just something they did just out of respect, whatever. It was no other picture in the house that hung higher than Jesus, the picture of Jesus. So when I walked in, I stopped at the picture of Jesus and I was staring at it. And I asked my mother, Mama, why did they kill Jesus today? My mother said, what? Why they kill Jesus out there today? She's like, what you talking about? I said, those people out there, they killed Jesus. My mother stood there and looked up at the picture and looked at me. She didn't have a clue what I was talking about. As a young son, a black boy growing up in Atlanta relationship, I want you to understand what I'm saying now. No one never told me that white people and Jesus are one and the same and they have a relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody, Jesus Christ, are one and the same, and white people that you see moving around here, your Toms and Buddies and Mark and Buck and all that. But impact of going out and coming in your house every day under a picture of the white Jesus hanging on the wall. That's the Savior. And so as a little child, I don't know how to differentiate and say that picture of the white Jesus on the wall is not the same person out here in the streets I'm working with or walking with or seeing every day. But as a child, you see the white Jesus up there on the wall, righteous, the holy, and yada, 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 and all those things. And then when you get out there and see a white dude that look like that guy, you think they one and the same. And so when they teaching you, you're supposed to, bow down and be, servant and holy and Christ like the white man on the ground. Because you've been grew up to think that white Jesus on the wall is the same guy in the street. Subconsciously programmed to think that Mark, Matthew, Billy, Bob, and Joe, and all them white guys. So why did they kill Jesus? That's what was going on in my little mind. The white guy there in the street, to me, he looked like the white dude on the wall. They said it was Jesus. So I asked my mama, why they kill Jesus today? Punch like that. And they know that because they did that and raised up on them. And we have certain black folks, man, they like the hell with this, I'm out. And so they got away and they calling back, so y'all need to leave. But then you still got a lot of our people under that white Jesus hypnosis Christianity type belief system that they can't break loose from it. I mean, and I'm talking to those brothers and sisters that really looking at this thing and saying to themselves, like, damn, that we've never done as a people is separate ourselves from those that hate us. That's it. The Jesus ain't work. My mother, 89 years on this planet, waiting on Jesus to show up. I'm 60. So if you talk about 89 and 60, getting their asses whooped, mothers got to come in there, oh, my son, and you keep doing the same shit that ain't working. Damn. You know, so when I say that the majority of my people are insane, keep doing the same thing that have not worked. And when you do the same thing, expecting something to change, that is the definition of insanity. So for hundreds of years, this man has done one thing excellent, is show you they don't give a shit about you. And for hundreds of years, you have done one thing excellent, continue to beg him. Instead of whipping your ass. So now you got to get it from me, raw, straight, no chaser. You need to pack your shit and get away from those that hate you. It's just that simple. I mean, at what point do you wake up and realize, you know what? We might need to look at somewhere else. Same thing. You can't see how the leadership, the government, the laws, or everything not working for you. Don't do no stand your ground. Don't play that. Don't get tricked out like that. I happen to be in America when the sister had the boyfriend that was abusive, and she went to court for it. She tried to pull the stand your ground, and that's like in Florida. If you life feel threatened or what have you, you have the right to use lethal force to, you know, save your life or whatever. I heard they gave that sister 25 years, but the white person that it actually killed the brother and claimed stand your ground at home. So this is why I'm saying, how do you continue to believe that is your country, is your home, is your place, and you suffering every day? You see, to go outside and do something when the police ride up, shit, they wave on me. The other day, I was sitting on the beach knocking back a cold one. I'm sitting there, you know, I got the brew in my hand. You know, he ride by, he waved. I waved at him, he waved at me. Bloop, 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 bloop. No big deal. But America is the greatest country in the world. Y'all keep on believing that shit here, okay? So for those of you that made it this far, 30 minutes into this dissertation, again, I'm telling you, that's a solution that you never tried in order to find that better life that you're struggling to get to, could very well be in another land. That's all I'm saying. You know, because we done did everything that they said we're supposed to do. We have voted till we voted up on a black president, not for 4 years, but for 8 years. How did that work out for you? We have protests to where ain't nothing to protest for. We done march until we done march to the end of the damn road. It ain't nowhere else to march. We at the end of the road. We done marched to the end of the road. We done screamed to where we done lost our voice screaming and hollering. We have begged till they tired of hearing us begging. See than any other ethnic group in the country. Yes. You didn't know that, did you? There are more African-American members of the United States. It's more blacks than white. It's more blacks than Hispanic. It's more blacks than Asian. It's more blacks than Jews. It's more blacks than Chinese, Russian, Japanese. More black people running around D.C. And the Jews getting all the money. The Native American, that $1.2 trillion or $1 trillion bill that they going back and forth on, guess what? The president, the government gave the Native American 31. Black folks still trying to get one law passed to protect them. The anti-lynching bill, still not passed. The Asian hate crime bill, 1 year since Donald Trump, the ex-president, talk about the China virus, then they've been whooping their butts. And so for 1 year, they talking about an anti-hate Asian bill. Boom, it passed the first time. Only one voted against it. It's been over 200 bills put to try to improve the life of Black people. Not one. It very well could be another life, better life waiting on you outside of Chicago, outside of Miami, outside of New York, outside of DC, outside of Atlanta, outside of Dallas, outside of LA, outside of Pennsylvania. It's literally, I'm serious. You know, the World Sociology Survey a few years ago, they wanted to find the most peaceful in the world. And they said they want to make a list of 10. Okay, they wanted to do 10. So they list the qualifications that the nation had to fulfill. That are the most peaceful nations on planet Earth. It was 10 of them, right? And out of the 10 submitted to the United Nations, 10 of the world's most peaceful nation, 6 of them is in Africa. See that? They did that, but they ain't said nothing about it. You know, they didn't make no noise about that. America wasn't even on the list. 6 of the 10 most peaceful nation on this planet are in Africa. One Africa. America not even on the list. This is what I want to share with you. Consider it, you know, even if you haven't decided to relocate, if you got some good friends, y'all put your money together and just do a fact out the things you like to know about this country, any country you decide to go to. I'm pushing Africa because you all don't know that there are 400 villages in South Africa alone, one African country. There are 400 white villages and subdivisions and townships or areas that they have developed for white people only. Black folks can't even be there unless they come in to clean before the sun go down. In South Africa, a black country, in an African nation, a black nation in a black country, 400 villages all around huge South Africa, filled with white people that black folks can't even go. They living like kings and queens right now while they telling black folks to stay your butt in America because it's the greatest country in the world. Don't go to Africa because of Ebola, the ginger weed, you know, Boko Haram and the fighting and the this and that. But every time I get on the plane going to Africa, it's 97% white people. They looking at me like, what you say? Flight booked up. And I get on there, all white people, but they telling black folk, don't go to Africa because, man, you get over there and get jacked up. But they asses everywhere because they don't want you to be there. You know what that remind me of? That remind me of nursery school, the little kid that, is playing in the sandbox and he get all the toys and take them in the sandbox of him and don't want nobody else to play with him. That's what that remind me of. The selfish ass, self-centered motherfucker. Get your ass out. You know, he got all the damn toys and you got all these children out here got to play. They on recess for 1 hour. His stupid ass self has got all the damn toys and don't want nobody else to play. That's what that remind me of. They telling the all black folk, oh, y'all need to stay in America. It's the greatest country in the world. You ain't nothing greater than America. You need to stay here. You go to Africa, you can get your passport taken and you won't get back. And they laughing at them niggas over there going to Paris and holding up a frog in one hand and a glass of wine, cheesing like a chess cat because you done stood. And they know it above. I'm not going to talk to y'all enough. You know, by now, if you haven't got some type of inspiration to check on another country, get on up out of there, man. Leave them bandits alone. Damn. I'm sitting on the beach every day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I want to pop me a cold one, drink me some of that good, orange juice, do me one of them nice, fresh ginger drinks. I get the ginger root, put me some organic honey up in there and a little squeeze of lemon and get it just right. Woo! woo, and go sit on the beach. Oh man, I just be looking at y'all, look at my people, they suffering like hell and don't even know it. Don't have no idea. Oh, and another thing, Israel, the logically advanced nation on earth. Do you know I had y'all got cell phone? Somebody told me they don't have cell phone in Israel. This is damn Galaxy A71. I got 4 other cell phones on there. One out there in my bag that I take to work, and this is a Galaxy A71. And then I got an iPhone over there. The other phone out there is a LG. I got 2 LG. This one, my company I work with, they gave me this one. And then I got a personal one. And then I got another phone I brought from the States. It's got it from Verizon. I got 5 cell phones. And I literally had a black person to say to me, oh man, you in Israel. I heard they don't even have cell phones over there. What? Ooh, I got to give it to you, man. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to say it. Nigga, please. How dumb can you be? Israel is so technologically advanced, it's mind-boggling. On top of it, and Israel sell billions of dollars of technology. And because they so technologically advanced, people that come from other nations that have good skills, especially America, and you got skills, they suck you up. No question asked. I'm one, for example. They didn't care if I was black, tall, fat, white, skin, light skin. Look, you American, you can do this. Come on in here. You know. So that was a sister I know. She came in. She's she has experience in IT. They snatched her up. She got a job in Tel Aviv. I think they was paying her something like $35,000. Wait a minute, let me get it straight. Google was paying, Google was poaching workers from some of the companies, and the company average salary. So we got to get a calculator. Okay, they were paying 70,000 shekels divided by. Okay, now they were doing this 70,000 shekels divided by 3.5. They was paying these people $20,000 a month. Okay, then, okay, 35 divided by. Okay, yeah. So they was making like 10,000 a month, and then Google, they poached the workers and took it up to 20. No, that was $25,000 a month, because they came from America with them skills. That sister went up there, and she got a gig making that like $10,000-$12,000 a month, banging. Nice place, you know. You see this place, I might show it to you one day. It's in Israel. What time is it? 5 minutes to 10 at night. Okay. And I've been here talking to you. And my objective was to give you, yes, it's air conditioning. It's central heating and air. I got a remote control over here on the wall that all I do is press the button, dial the number, poop, and the air come on, the heat, fan, whatever. Whew. Come on now, I know y'all ain't that ignorant. Damn. I just said the place is one of the most technologically advanced countries in the world. Let me tell you something. It was this individual I was talking to, and they was talking, oh, I don't want them to tracking me. I don't want them tracking me. First of all, let me say this to you. If you ain't nobody that's doing that, ain't nothing they looking for you for. They looking for people that's got reason to be tracked. And let me say this to you, my man. If they want to track you, it ain't no way that you cannot be not tracked. The only way that you have a close chance of not being tracked in this planet is to be standing out there in the middle of the Sahara, they can look down from them satellite and all that clear air and see the damn fly that just landed on, shitted on the grain of sand. So they'll see you too. So you talking about, oh, I don't want to be tracked. Let me tell you this. Talking about Israel, right? There's a company here in Israel that has developed this technology that's so sophisticated, they now do not need your phone in order to hack into it, in order to read your emails, in order to know what you're saying. They don't even need the phone. All they need is a phone number. Now, prior to this Israeli developing this technology, they needed at least a phone. Okay? And you remember those terrorists a few years ago that did some terroristic activity over there, and the FBI wanted the phone. They wanted to lock it. They wanted to break into the phone. And Apple said that they don't have the software because they didn't want to write the software, because they was concerned that once they write the software in order to crack into people's iPhone, that they was concerned that someone could hack and steal the software, and then everybody's phone would be, so they wouldn't write this court. And in the Supreme Court, they said, no, we're not going to force them. But there was a company over here in Israel, they got wind of the case. Cell phone. Okay. They said that we heard that you all want to get into a cell phone that's locked, you can't get into. No problem, we can help you. So guy comes to Israel, brought the phone, and they opened it in just a few seconds. All that drama they went through with the government, the lawyers, Apple, the CEO, the Supreme Court, couldn't get the phone open. The Israelis, one phone call, bring it over here. Few seconds, they looking at the mail, they looking at the texts, everything. That's Israel. Okay, now take it to another level. These two young Israelis developed the technology that's so sophisticated, now they don't need the phone. All they need is the phone number. And they can hack into any phone on planet Earth right here in Israel on their laptop. You don't believe that, do you? Yeah, I know you don't. I know you think, man, this dude, who this dude? Government on Earth that had money wanted to buy the company for several $1 billion. They wouldn't sell it. Took a couple of young Israeli cats owned it. Okay, so after they did that, what they did, they sold the technologies to these countries for billions of dollars. So what you all don't know is that the technology that they have, that they got from Israel, all they need is your phone number. They can listen to everything you doing, watch all your texts, all your email, everything that you think is encrypted end to end. They ain't doing nothing. I mean, they ain't worried about you, but I guarantee you, if you somebody that they need to catch up with, they can get you. And so these guys was pressured by all these nations wanting to buy the company because they knew that these boys had something. Now they can get into your cell phone. All they need is your phone number. Don't make no difference if you got a 30-digit PIN code locking it up. They walk right past it. That's how powerful the information. That's how powerful the program is. So they wouldn't sell the company, but I tell you what they did do. They packed all the family members, wives, children, everybody, and hired two very popular bands and flew for 30 days in the South Pacific vacation. They didn't sail, but they took a 30-day vacation with everyone, their employers, and all of their family members, packed them up, shipped them into the South Pacific, laid them up in a nice hotel for 30 days with two very popular bands, and they partied till they couldn't see no more. Then they came back to Israel and got back to business because they own a multi-billion-dollar corporation, a bunch of young Israelis. And my black folks asked me, tell me they heard we don't have cell phones in Israel. Listen, I done talked enough because you know, by now you should have enough to be sitting back thinking, you know what, brother may have a point there. Maybe we might do need to, you know, look for another place to live, because it's not getting better for our people in America. It's not, you know. Seem like every day, you know, you seeing videos of brothers getting shot by the police and robbery and all kind of stuff going on. And the place just turned into the wild, wild west, turned back into the wild. I mean, it's just like that, man. You know, I was talking with my family the other day, my nieces and nephew living in Atlanta, and they were just telling me about how stressful it is and tense, you know, just to be out, and you never know when something's gonna pop off. And you know, I sometimes I hate to tell them about, you know, how I'm living every day. I get up every day and go do what I do and never even think about that, you know. And my heart goes out to my people who has been brainwashed to believe that America is the greatest country in the world, and there's no other place on earth to live better than America. You're not even living. You know, you can't say that's life, you know, to be moving around with that level of stress and the potential of something terrible happening to you or one of your loved ones, and it's real high. You know, the potential of that happening is very high. I posted a picture of I got a picture that I posted that is taking place in America. Posted how it up now to see. And it's talking about in 1 year, one country in the whole country had something like 58 deaths from gun violence. And then another country may have had like 8. And none of those countries, these major countries that they list death of gun violence, you know, being shot by guns. And so I put this, I'm gonna have to put it in another place so it don't be so it's difficult to find, because I got a whole lot of pictures on here. But anyway, in America, the gun violence was well over 10,000 in 1 year. In other countries was less than 100. And so that means, you know, it's like that because America is a violent country. It started off with violence. You know, they went in and did what they did that killed old Ensign. And so the fundamental foundation of the start of the country is built upon and all those things. So everything that this place has been about was about violence and killing and pain and suffering, caring all about the people place. And so they don't know that. And for my people to be talking about, you know, we can do better than that. You know, this America, we can do. No, you can't do better because you've never done better and you never known better. From the very first day that bandit landed up there in that land, named Columbus, Christopher Columbus, it's been held ever since. You know, everywhere he went was, you know, pain, death, and destruction. And so you telling me that a place that's all it's ever been can now all of a sudden, poof, be something it's never been. Can't happen to make the devil an angel. The devil can't be nothing but the devil, and that's what he was created to do. That's what he was created to be, and that's all he ever will be. And now you want him to turn into, you want to change the state of our people in America? You can do it into another country. Okay, I tell you, just like in Africa, here's in Africa, right? These brothers and sisters wind up over there and saying, wow, I wish I'd have came 20 years ago. Wow, I wish I'd have came. Ooh, wow. And then an elder sister, and it's all on the YouTube. Matter of fact, while I'm thinking about it, you go to the channel the brother got, Wodamayo. Wow. I think it's Wodamayo. He's a young Ghanaian brother that moves all around the continent of Africa with an objective to show people the beauty of Africa that the white man will not show the world. Okay? And so he's doing an excellent job of going in on the ground and the UK and going back into, well, I mean, going into Africa for some for the first time. And saying that they wish they'd have came years ago. You know, the house is much cheaper. It's beautiful being not the only black in the place and, you know, being looked at like you something strange. And so they all has been doing a excellent job on showing that to people, you know, the beauty of Africa that you never know. I want to just show it to you so that you can understand, because need to know. And okay, I think this is it. List countries by firearm really that had it laid out. Someone had wrote it. It was in a protest somewhere. Okay. Let me see. See, they had laid it out to the, oh, okay, let me see here. Well, how the U.S. compare with the highest rates of gun violence in the world. El Salvador is 43%. No, that's 2017. That's too far back. That don't even make sense. How the U.S. compare with the lowest rate of gun violent death. Oh, that's too old. I don't want to talk about nothing that daggone old. It's 2017. It's 2021 here. Anyway. Gun death by country 2021. Let's see. World Population Review. Let's see if that's it. Firearm-related death rate. See, these are not the numbers. Okay, I don't have it. I don't see it here, but I'm not going to take any more of your time. But anyway, it was a chart. These nations produce half of the world gun-related deaths in 2016. Brazil, 43,002. Anyway. Simple way that I would suggest is if you have some friends or somebody that's thinking along the same lines of, you know, checking out another country to live that's possibly, you know, afford you a better, you know, life, then maybe want to send, you know, I'll get together in your meeting and you list you some points that you want to find out. You know, if you got children, the school system, the health care, you know, the transportation, the potential of jobs and business, critical points that you need to know before you go. Y'all get together, list that. And then if you want to send one person, two people over into the country that you're all thinking about, go ahead and live here in Tanzania. He has a friend there already that she's just rampant and raving about how good her life is. These people are all from America, Black people. And they're going to be jumping out soon. I mean, it should be with the job. And they're doing that. And so this is my solution to where you don't have to be begging and trying to push a law through a Congress that's working against you. You know, they gave that 31 billion to the Native American. Native American weren't even asking for it. You got more Black people running around Washington, D.C., supposed to be representing Black folk than any other nation in the world. And all these things are still taking place with our people. The Jews, they get their money. The Chinese get their money. All them folks get their reparation. But then when it comes to Black people, y'all don't even know the main man that's working against it, family-owned slave. This guy, Mitch McConnell, they slave owners. You didn't know that? You didn't know Mitch McConnell's family, his grandfather, great-father, all them jokers, they owned slaves. So y'all don't even know who you're dealing with. You didn't know that. Man, please. Mitch McConnell, he comes from a lineage of slave owners. Mitch McConnell, show this to you. This right here on Google. You go find it. Senator Mitch McConnell, great grandfathers, both of them owned 14 slaves, bringing reparation issue close to home. Mitch McConnell has opposed paying reparation to descendants of slaves through census record show his, forget anything, man. Y'all going up there asking the slave owner to now pay you for the work. You supposed to know who you dealing with. The hardest enemy to fight is an invisible enemy, and they got the census record. They got the paperwork. All the books here online shows you all the slaves and everything his family owned. So what did Mitch McConnell say about it? He said, none of us currently living are responsible. So why should I pay reparation to black folks? Senator Mitch McConnell, leader Mitch McConnell, where at the time they wrote this in July 9, 2019, he was the Senate Majority Leader, who said recently he opposed paying government reparation to the descendants of American slaves, deeply entwined in the issue. Two of his great-great-grandfathers were slave owners. U.S. Census records show that. Slaves in Limestone County, Alabama, County, Alabama. All but two of them female, according to the county slave schedule in the 1850 and 1860 census. The details about McConnell's ancestors discovered by NBC News through a search of ancestry and census record came in the wake of recent hearings on reparation before the House Judiciary Subcommittee on the Constitution, Civil Rights, and Civil Liberties. Asked about the reparation issue, Mitch McConnell, who is a Republican of Kentucky, said he was opposed to the idea, arguing it would be hard to figure out who to compensate. But I want you to hear this and understand that the Jews get billions from America for the Holocaust. And they never said, oh, it'd be hard to figure out who to pay. Get the money to black folks. Damn near every black folks in America deserve that. Not just, African brothers and sisters that, descendants of Africans came over from Africa, but also the indigenous brothers and sisters that was already there before the first African stepped off the boat coming in from Africa. When that happened, when Chris Reddy, 59 million Native American people in that land before that white boy stepped in there. He didn't discover America. He discovered his dumb ass didn't know that all them people was already in that land. And then they began to kill them all. So he said, it'd be hard to figure out whom to compensate. You see the bullshit they run when they're dealing with black folk. They don't have their problem when they were paying the Chinese. You just write a check. Who gives a shit? Just give them the money and done with it. And now you ain't got to worry about that. It's done. Just Chinese got the money and go. The Jews got the money and go. Japanese, everybody get their check and go, get the hell on. When it comes to black folk, it'd be figure out who. Yeah, nigga, please. He said, I don't think reparation from something that happened 150 years ago when none of us currently living are responsible is a good idea. He said June 18th, the day before the House reparation hearing. We've tried to deal with our original. You know what? See, it's stuff like this that I have to, just stay focused on, because he said, we've tried to deal with our original sin of slavery. Okay. Listen to this 100% organic bullshit. By fighting a civil war. God damn it, you talking about y'all fought the war to free the slave. Y'all the motherfuckers that put the people in slavery. So don't come with that bullshit. We fought a war to end slavery. Oh, we ended slavery. Okay, damn it. Who started slavery? You same motherfuckers. Just shut up. By passing landmark civil rights legislation that you niggas don't stand up to. we've elected an African-American president. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. That was one of your dark people. She ain't no sister. Daddy from another country, mama from another country. You know what I'm saying? And you know the sister, Nina Simone, I think it's Nina Simone, granddaughter, was on the air telling to the people how Kamala Harris fucked them out of their house, estate, and everything when she was a district attorney. And you should hear Judge Joe Brown talk about Kamala Harris. He know the history and was telling them. And so you mean to tell me that here's this guy, Mitch McConnell, just won't go. You know what I'm saying? We elected an African-American president, and that same damn bandit talking this shit was the same motherfucker that said he gonna try to do everything he could. So you see, when it comes to black people, y'all got to stop being all-day suckers. This same heathen that's saying this shit, we've elected an African-American president, with the same motherfucker that stood in the meeting and said, I am the Grim Reaper. He said that. The same one saying this shit, we elected an African-American president. Shit, when the Jews come to get their check. You don't say that when them Jews come to get their check. Because them Jews highly organized, they control your bank, they control your money, and they will whoop your motherfucking ass. If you want to get fucked up, fuck with them Jews and their money. That's why they gave them the check. They on record for tearing in your ass. Jews don't have no problem with them. They on record for tearing in your ass. Do you ever hear the Jews complain about not getting their money for the Holocaust? No. On calls and emails to Mitch McConnell office, asked if the senator was aware that his great-great-grandfather was slave owners. The office did not respond. Damn right he was aware. What do you think they sit and talk about at the damn table when they eat? Niggas, 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 niggas. Yeah, slavery had a negative effect on our people, on us. But also it had a terrible effect on them too. Because why? They was given this we superior mentality. Okay? And so his great-great-grandfathers taught his fathers, and his father taught their, and he sat at the same table and listened to that shit. And see, you ought to hear these guys, they're liars, and they spin shit like a top. Landmark civil rights legislation, some shit that you don't even adhere to. Because you're African-American president. No, you didn't got, and then do you know your, hell yeah, you know his damn grandfather was slave on. That nigga's benefiting from it from this day. Slavery experts have stressed that descendants of slave owners. Absolutely not. Hello? What's up? Yeah. About what? Tendinitis? Yeah, you need to put some, I think it's drop some coconut oil in there. Some water in it, something. Okay, let me call you back in a few minutes. Okay. You got ringing in the ear. Slavery experts. Slavery experts. Listen to this shit. They have stressed that descendants of slave owners should not be held personally. Like I said, do you say that shit to the Jews? No, you know better. They ain't gonna hear that. The Jews, man, they still looking for niggas that was in that damn Holocaust. The dude that was the doorman, the security guard standing at the door. They just found his butt a few years ago, 90-something, wheelchair bound, 1 foot in the grave, half-ass breathing, put his ass on trial and threw him in prison for the rest of his life, which wasn't too long. Nigga was not. Jews don't get down like that. It don't make no difference if you was the dough man. They coming at your ass. And then these bandits, slavery expert. What? How the hell you be a slavery expert? The fuck is that? A slavery expert? Like you see how they play the words, slavery experts. You see that? That's just like saying Dr. Fauci, slavery expert, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, slavery expert Dr. Fauci, David Thomas, graduate of Harvard Law School, says. So that's supposed to say in your mind, because they slavery expert. What the hell is slavery experts? First of all, I ain't never heard no damn slavery expert. You ever heard of a slavery expert? What the hell is this shit? You see how they do that, right? When it comes to black people. Slavery experts have stressed that descendants of slave owners should not be held personally responsible for the deeds of their forebearers. But they have also argued that the families that descended from slave owners like Mitch McConnell in earlier generation, they point make. See how they word that? Families that descended from slave owners like Mitch McConnell are likely, see, they're not saying, see, they leaving that little room of doubt where you know they can work it, are likely to have benefited from the labor of slaves. How in the hell? I'm all right. Okay. Are likely to have benefited from the labor of slaves that propped up farm families in earlier generations. Shit. A point made by many reparation supporters who have said that descendants of slaves were never compensated for the economic benefit their forebears made to white families. Smaller farms and plantations still benefited enormously from the unpaid labor of enslaved people, which likely helped them build a multi-generation wealth. You know what? Something really, really, really bad has got to break these bandits back. Seriously. Smaller farm benefited. You goddamn right they benefited from unpaid labor, which you say how they saying, which likely help. See, they don't want to. You know what? You know why America gonna keep getting his ass whooped? I'm just telling you right here, because you keep fucking running away from the truth, and karma is gonna keep biting you in the ass. That's why America gonna keep going through that shit, and it's gonna get worse. Someday I'll be over here and listen to the stuff that my family be telling me just about the weather. And you know, America seemed to have the worst damn weather than everybody. Freezing on one corner. It's like, man, what the hell? You know, more people dead of coronavirus than anybody in the world. And that you say the virus started in China, but y'all, you know, still farms and plantations still benefited enormously from the unpaid labor of enslaved people, which likely helped them build multi-generational wealth. You damn right they did, said Chuck Carling, senior in Washington, D.C. You see how they put all these words together? And see, here you got the McConnells and Daly's go way back, the 1850 and 1860 line, lived in the same county according to the 18th. Look at all these names. See, they got all this stuff laid out. And then they sit up and talk about likely. They got the name of every person whom, let me blow it up a little bit, the name of every person whose place abode on the first day of June, 1850, and his family. See, they got all the names of the slave that the Mitch McConnell family owned. Collins' assertion is supported by research done by 2 American professors and 1 Danish college professor who found that the Southern slave owners were able to rebound more rapidly economically than non-slave owners after. Okay, that's something you had to understand. What it's saying right here is that those people who found to own slaves, they were able to rebound faster economically after the Civil War because they owned slaves. And that's what helped them to get them back on their feet after the war. And so, but that's a historical factual point, the slave. And so we see recovery of the sons in the counties that specialize in non-plantation crop, wrote the authors of the stock, white Southerners after the Civil War. A study published by the National Bureau of Economic Research, the nation's leading nonprofit economic, which McConnell had previously spoken of his memoir, The Long Game. He wrote that he was a descendant from a long line of hardworking and often colorful McConnells, trying to bury that history. He don't want people to know. You know, so he from a long line of hardworking and often colorful McConnells, but did not mention that any of them owned slaves. You damn right. You see how these sneaky ass heathens try to cover their shit up. He did mention another James McConnell. Apparently, the father came from Ireland in the 1970s and fought for the colonies in the American Revolution. You see, they always want to upstage themselves as being so great and granular, but they ain't telling you the shit that they done did to other people. As a legislator, McConnell has generally been supportive of civil rights measures and said his parents, whom he has described as very enlightened Southerners, see how they be using these words, opposed the rampant segregation. His parents opposed the rampant segregation that surrounded his family in northern Alabama. He has said in 1991, best known for breaking the filibuster against the 1964 Civil Rights Act that had been led by other southern states. However, likely most Republicans, he supported the narrowing of the Voting Rights Act in the Supreme Court 2013 and has also been an advocate for stronger voter ID law. Both positions have been criticized by current civil rights leaders for making it more difficult for minorities to vote. See, this shit is deep, man. This is hella deep. This is hella deep. And a lot of our people don't send it of slave owners. So that means Senator Mitch McConnell mindset is fundamentally from the slave owner's mindset. You can't stop and just separate that. Like your father didn't have some type of impact on your thinking. Don't be stupid. Don't even play it like I'm stupid. These people have an effect on you. Anyway, it's been enough. I didn't even think I was going to be on here this long talking. But I hope I said something to inspire you. And check out another country. But I'm not, because Israel, they up here, you know, don't want nobody here. You know, them super religious people, datis, or you know what they call themselves, wearing the big old hot clothes in the summertime, the long black coats and the hats and everything. It's hot as hell out there, 90-degree weather, and you dress like it's the wintertime. Something got to be wrong with that, man. You dudes walking around dressed like, whew, it's cold outside. It's 98 degrees, man. It was so damn hot out there yesterday. Felt good to me. You know, I'm working and everything, feeling all good, you know. And these jokers, anyway, man, they ain't trying to have a yield. I mean, what? But, you know, I would say Israel, come to Israel, but I'm not, because these jokers, man, they serve deportation on some of them black Hebrews been here 30 years. Some of those people, they've been down there in that place for 20, 30 years. Man. And you are in the mindset where you're tired of what you're going through, and you know, you're tired of the stress and the shit you're going through, then I'm telling you, if you are still listening to this country, and if you don't want to just raw dog up in there, just get off, you know, the brother Wodamayo, I think that's his name. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. I don't think I can do it while I'm live streaming, but making my OC Thomas. Where is it? That is Wodemaya, Wodemaya. His YouTube. This brother his objective is to show that he's got now. Okay, he got a Walter Meyer show. Okay, that's good. He got 843,000 subscribers. I think when I started paying attention to this brother, he had 600,000 subscribers. He got 843. And see, it continued to grow incredibly because of the information that he's sharing about Africa. And I'm sure those are jumping up, experiencing that as many are actually looking to leave America, but they, trying to find out why. And this brother has done such an incredible job and put up so many videos of all the different places in Africa he's been through, showing you that Africa is not the barefoot, pregnant, starving, no belly big people. Okay, 10 months ago, he had 500,000 subscribers, just 10 months ago. Now he got 600 and he got 843,000. Went up 340,000. He had 600,000 subscribers 6 months ago. That's looking for something different, and he's showing all of these different beautiful places that in Africa that black folks are not being told about because your white slave owner today don't want you to leave. Is at war. They're telling you all. That's what they're telling you all the time. South Sudan is at war. But y'all check the brother out, okay? And it's Walter Meyer. They never known exists because they not trying to let you go. Look, this man has built his entire world on our backs. In 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation that freed the slave. Do you know it was 2 years later, some of the slaves, that's how he was making his money. Why would the hell we let him go? So they fought the war. Some trying to maintain slavery because that's how they're making their money. It's okay. So what did they do? They changed the way slavery looked, but they kept the fundamental operating principle of slavery, usurping someone else's energy for your benefit. And that's taking place today. So slavery now, the new form of slavery is economic, financial slavery. They got all the money and you don't. They just changed the way it operates. Slavery is still going. Okay. Slavery, 1810, the mindset of slavery that has been developed in the minds of the slave and the white slave owner. Slavery still going on. See that Mitch McConnell shit I read you? Same thing. When America went in there and killed Gaddafi, they're over there selling slaves right now. That's what the Arabs doing. All them brothers and sisters trying to get up out of Africa to fly to Europe, most of them ended up in slaves, and they selling them all over the world. They doing this shit right now. And these motherfuckers talking about, well, you ain't in the goddamn thing. Please. You hear that shit? You got to do something different to really bring a change together. Two things you haven't done. You ain't dropped that white Jesus as the savior, your savior, who ain't coming back because he don't need the things you have never done. Once you, that's all I really got to say. Now I could say more, but that's enough. Hour and a half, man. You done heard enough. And I hope that you got some inspiration and wake up one day and get your stuff and go over there and see something different and get you a better life. Okay. Video I've done just, me talking like that, for this long. And I'm gonna come to the first video. I will buy me a beautiful brand new. This phone, see that color right there is black. See that? That's black. This is the difference. See this pick? This windscreen on the microphone is black. What color is my face? Brown. So my hair is black. See? I'm 60 years on the planet. My hair's black. This windscreen is black, but my skin is brown. You see what I'm saying? But y'all say black people. You got to get your minds together. Start thinking. Stop being able to be so damn gullible and anybody just say any damn thing to you and you don't process it. Try it. I'm glad you hung out with me. So, take what I'm saying and just think about it, make you a plan and get you a better life. This has been your great brother, Nubian King, broadcast from Israel, Northeast Africa. Get away from those that don't like you, okay? There's no other more beautiful people in the world than those beautiful Nubian brothers and sisters. They can say all this shit they want about the white woman, the blonde hair and blue eyes and all that. But the most beautiful people in the world, these luscious chocolate sisters and brothers. And I love y'all. I'm so glad I was born like I am. Can you imagine if I'd have been born Mark or Michael or David? I would be like if I was a Thomas. How you there? Hi, guy. Fucking hey, how you doing, buddy? I wouldn't have been. I would not have been a good Thomas, man. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Bob.